I think for me, the experience of knowing what Lansdowne is all about is the children and their families and what we can do for them in helping them to achieve their optimal potential. And just having seen children grow up, see their families work well, and have them experience what their full potential life is all about, I think is really, to me, what Lansdowne is all about.
They had to force me to do stuff that I needed to do, but now I'm thankful that they did force me to do that, because I wouldn't be as independent as what I am now, because I wouldn't be able to move, I wouldn't be able to do my schoolwork or anything. Like you said, it's more like a family.
Whenever you kind of feel like your life is getting, tough, I just remember, these little people work so hard and try so hard and are able to overcome things that people, said, oh, they won't be able to do this, that'll be too hard, and then they just do it, and it's amazing to see. And we're lucky to be in a place where we can watch that happen every day.
I guess the highlight of my years at Lansdowne is when we moved here all together in 1998. At that point, all the 3 divisions, we converged on this site. It felt like a new start. It was nice getting to know people because we had worked at different off-sites and different sites, so it was nice to finally be together, and it felt like we were all working towards one goal, to serve children.
I think of this as a very magical place. It changes lives, and it does it consistently. And when you think back and you think about the way the world is these days, you think about good people coming together to accomplish a significant goal, and that's what happens here at Lansdowne Children's Center. You get people of goodwill who bring their skills together, whether they be staff or whether they be executive directors, service directors, whether they be volunteers from the community, and everyone brings something to that universal kind of goal of seeing children do the best that they can possibly do.
To me, Lansdowne means hope. Hope for families and their kids, that we're here as a resource to help their kids reach their full potential and to be able to participate in all areas of their life.
My daughter was diagnosed in the autism spectrum when she was 3 years old. It was a very difficult realization for our family, and we felt very overwhelmed. Lansdowne helped us by getting Rachel into preschool and providing her with support workers. With everyone's help throughout all of the years, Rachel was able to attend clubs, camp, and she was able to have an enriched experience within the community. She even won the Citizenship Award in her senior year at high school. She is a citizen. She is, because of the expertise of professionals. It takes a village to raise a child, and Lansdowne is her village.
My name is Rachel, and when I was a little girl, Lansdowne Children's Center helped me. I had a wonderful worker, Julie, and another wonderful worker, Kim. Julie helped me by taking me to clubs to learn how to be a friend. I was in clubs like Cooking Club and Boys and Girls Club. I went to sleepover camp at 5 Oaks. Kim helped me for counting money when I shopped, and we went out for lunches. Lansdowne started helping me when I was 3 years old, and I worked hard, and so did my workers. And I worked so hard that I have a job now. Thank you, Lansdowne Children's Center, for all the help. You believed in me.
It's an extension of service, And I came to it through the Rotary Club, which is, of course is all about service, and never regretted a minute of it. Lansdowne's been a wonderful experience for me throughout all of those years. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from the people that I was honored to be on boards with. I've been a chairman of both the Lansdowne board and of the foundation board, and worked with many, many good people from the community. And that was a very enriching experience for me because, as I say, I learned things from them as we went along.
I love working with the children. I love working with the families. Just finding time to really watch these families grow and the children make their gains, whether they're small or large, is what makes me smile at the end of every day.
I do support some very medically complex children, and their journeys have different outcomes, and I'm quite honored to have been able to bear witness to family struggles, families' triumphs, and at the end of the day, I know that we do good work, and I know that families are better having walked through this door.
Well, Lansdowne has been involved the first week she got out of the hospital, and she's done physiotherapy and occupational therapy. They helped us find a school for her when she was starting school. She does all kinds of activities. She goes to the Kids Country Inn, and she loves it. She's going next weekend, and it's been helpful. It's been so helpful with her, because I would be lost without them.
Do you like Kids Country Inn?
And there's lots of toys there.
There's lots of toys?
And a baby.
There was a baby.
2 babies.
2 babies.
I'm appreciative of the fact that I work with such a good group of people who are a lot of fun and dedicated to what they do and enjoy what they do.
Everybody is very welcoming, especially being a new person coming from a different province to a different way that services are provided in a different province, and just an openness to learn and share. So I was able to learn from people, and people were able to learn from what people did in different provinces working with children in this population.
You know, there's a special need in the community for those children and who need some help, and you know, I see some of the work reading in the paper, and of course at Rotary, some of the work that's going on. They have some special needs, but they're also special people. So
I have to say off the bat that it was a marvellous experience to spend your career for 20 years, pretty much, working for this facility, because everybody was so friendly, so fabulous. The kids were the main object, the families were the second main object, and everybody in the community and here were like family. And it was just a privilege to be part of that and to see the place grow from 15 children in the basement at BGH as the CP Centre to whatever thousand you're at this point. It's got all the support that the whole family, the community needs right here in one spot. And we all work as a unit to make sure each child can reach their potential. And I think that's what it's all about.
As one doctor once told us, he said, oh, there's institutions where you can put them in a chair and sit in a corner. Well, no, Lansdowne showed us so much more. And they always were involved with him right through the whole schooling, right up until he was, you know, an adult, 21 years of age, you know, and then they still told us what was, you know, showed us the other things out there that are available and got, you know, us involved with them.
With not knowing the future, you know, with a handicapped child, but we, you know, quickly learned that there was avenues for schooling and for, you know, for his enjoyment, for his growing up, and certainly filled those avenues to show us the right direction to go.
I think at the heart of it, the families are really what speaks most deeply to me. It's their resilience, their advocacy for their child, their determination, just the fact that they get up every day and tend to what needs to be done.
To see a child that you work with learn a new skill or become better at something that they did before is just a tremendous boost.
My friend Nathan, he's been a big part of my journey, I guess. Inspiring him to get involved with volunteering and sort of giving back to the experiences that he's gotten to have at Lansdowne. Like whenever I talk to him, all he ever wants to do is, work with the other kids at camp, and when can I go to camp again? And like, that's a really great thing to see.
When I first toured through the center with Rotary, we'd have meetings here and that sort of thing. And you get to see what goes on here and the difference that the staff and all the people at Lansdowne, the difference in lives and the changes of children's lives that we can make here at Lansdowne. You walk through and you see the smiles on somebody's face when they're grabbing a walker and going across the playroom or the hallway for the first time. And you talk to parents and they say, they said my child would never communicate or my child would never walk. And then fast forward 2 or 3 years, maybe even longer than that, maybe 5 or 6 years, and that child is doing that, and the difference that it makes in the child's life and the family's life and everything. And there are so many little miracles that happen here every day. That's why the volunteers like myself want to be involved.
They got involved right at, I think I was diagnosed at 6 months of having CP, and so a lot of their support and guidance basically gave me the tools to, like, they would come to my school all the time, and I had special service workers come to my house right from when I was little up until I turned 18 years old. And I was here at Lansdowne School for a number of years, and I met some really good friends, and I'm still friends with now. Over the years, people asked me, like, well, if there was a cure for CP, would you want it? And my honest answer a lot of the time is no, because this is it's the only life that I've ever known, right? And I met a lot of great people as a result, and I wouldn't give that up for okay. The people that I've met and the experiences that I've had because of my CP, I wouldn't give up for the world. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have had the chance to meet the people and had the support that I've had. So I've never once regretted any of that or felt bad for any of that. And being with Lansdowne for so long, they were a lot of the times the people that would tell me, like, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, they gave me the tools to, like, be strong and be independent.
I never expected to be working with anybody less than grade 8s phys ed Rotary. And I ended up at the Lansdowne Center for 20 years, and I absolutely loved just getting them out and getting them integrated, and just the whole philosophy of Lansdowne. The kids came first.
I think probably the most rewarding part of the job is related to seeing the children that you saw as infants now as adults in the community, and being happy and hopefully well established in their mobility and in their adaptive equipment, whatever means of mobility that they are requiring as young adults.
The families that we service and the children that we see make our day. It is wonderful to come into work every day and see smiles on kids' faces and see miracles happen on a daily basis. And that's what Lansdowne's all about.
So my experience with Lansdowne is a bit unique in that I started off as a parent of a child or a toddler infant who wasn't developing the way that we expected her to be. So she was referred to Lansdowne for the infant development program as well as for physiotherapy. So as a parent, Lansdowne was an amazing resource and support for us, because when your child is struggling, it's the worst feeling in the world. And having the professionals, and even though I work in the field, when it's your child, kind of all that rationality goes by the wayside, and to know that you have the support of such an amazing group of people. when people ask me where I work, I'm always so proud to say I work for Lansdowne Children's Center, and I'm honored to say that I work for Lansdowne because it really is special to work for an agency that, you know, does make such a difference in the lives of the children and the families, and I think it makes a huge difference in our community. So,
Lansdowne means work to me. It's my employment, but it means work in so many other senses. It's a really humbling legacy when I think about the leaders who went before me, the families who got together and said, this is what we can do to help our kids, the people who have had the opportunity to be employed here, to lead teams, to lead parts of the organization, and I count my lucky stars that I've had this opportunity to work in my community with this kind of a team of people, volunteers, staff, and the families and the kids, because we all are a team that way.
Support staff that worked with Alyssa directly were always amazing with her, and they got to know her. You know, they didn't see autism, they saw Alyssa. And they got to know who, you know, not who she was because she had autism, but they got to know who she was because she was Alyssa. And then the support staff that worked more with the family, like with Mike and I and with Lindsay, the same thing. They knew us as people. I guess that's the key. We weren't a number ever. We were always a family. We were always people. Wonderful years at Lansdowne. I could go on forever singing the praises.